Thursday again. Victoria's out with her book club. I wonder if they're reading How to Hide an Affair for Dummies this week. My name is Adrian Kessler, and I'm what you might call a professional skeptic. 22 years as an insurance loss adjuster teaches you to spot patterns, inconsistencies, and outright lies. When someone claims their house burned down because of faulty wiring, I'm the guy who finds the gasoline receipts and the gambling debts. So when my wife of 15 years suddenly develops a passionate interest in literature, complete with weekly Thursday night meetings that run until midnight, well, let's just say my bullshit detector starts humming like a tuning fork. I'm sitting in our Victorian home's wood-paneled den, rain hammering the windows, nursing my third bourbon of the evening. It's 11:47 p.m., and Victoria texted an hour ago. "Discussion running late. Don't wait up. Love you." Love you. Right. The thing about patterns is they're mathematically beautiful in their consistency. Victoria's book club has met every single Thursday for exactly 2 years and 3 months. That's 113 consecutive Thursdays. No holidays off, no sick days, no scheduling conflicts. Even my prostate exams aren't that regular. I pull out my laptop and open a spreadsheet. Yes, I keep spreadsheets on everything. Occupational hazard. Column A, date. Column B, Victoria's stated departure time. Column C, her return time. Column D, her explanation for being late. The data is fascinating. Departure times vary between 6:15 and 7:30 p.m. Return times cluster around midnight to 12:45 a.m. But the explanations? Those show real creativity. Heated debate about symbolism in Chapter 7. Book selection took forever. You know how women can be. Sarah's going through a divorce, needed to talk. Traffic was murder coming back. Sarah. That would be Sarah Chen. Sorry, Sarah Williams now. Victoria's best friend since college, fellow book club member, and according to my research, someone who moved to Phoenix 8 months ago. Apparently, she's been participating in these literary discussions via astral projection. I take another sip of bourbon and click over to our joint credit card statements. Victoria handles our finances. She's a CPA, after all. Much better with numbers than her simple insurance adjuster husband. But I still get the statements emailed to me. Interesting charges on Thursdays. Gas station purchases around 6 p.m. Dinner at upscale restaurants, but never the same one twice. Hotel charges. Wait, hotel charges? I lean forward, bourbon forgotten. Marriott downtown Portland, every Thursday for the past 6 months. Room 412, 4 hours, always checked out by 11 p.m. My hands are surprisingly steady as I scroll through more statements. Before the Marriott, it was the Hilton Garden Inn. Before that, the Embassy Suites. Always Thursday, always 4 hours, always premium rooms. That's some expensive book club. The front door opens downstairs. Victoria's heels click across our hardwood foyer. She always wears heels to book club, says it makes her feel intellectual. I minimize the spreadsheet and grab a random paperback from the shelf. "Adrian, you still up?" Her voice carries that particular tone, slightly breathless, like she's been running, or doing other cardio exercises. "In the den," I call back, keeping my voice neutral. "How was the literary discussion?" She appears in the doorway, still in her black dress, the one that costs more than most people's car payments. Her lipstick is gone, but her hair is perfect. Too perfect for someone who's been sitting in a coffee shop debating the merits of contemporary fiction. "Oh, you know how it is. We got really deep into the themes tonight." She kicks off her heels and pads over to kiss my forehead. She smells like expensive cologne, not hers. "What book are you reading again?" "The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo." Really fascinating character study. She doesn't miss a beat. I'll give her credit for preparation. "Sounds interesting. What's it about?" For just a moment, maybe half a second, her eyes go blank. Then she recovers. "Oh, it's about this old Hollywood actress telling her life story. Very complex woman, lots of secrets and affairs. How appropriate. Maybe I should read it when you're done." "It's a book club copy. she says quickly. I have to return it next Thursday. Of course she does. Victoria heads upstairs to shower. She always showers after book club, says she feels sticky from the coffee shop. I wait until I hear the water running, then pull out my phone. Frank Morrison owes me a favor. Big favor, actually. I helped him out of an insurance fraud jam 3 years ago when his ex-wife tried to claim he'd burned down their garage. Frank's a private investigator now, specializes in matrimonial work. He's also built like a linebacker and has the personality of a pissed-off Wolverine. Perfect for what I need. The phone rings twice before his gravelly voice answers. Adrian, it's almost midnight, man. Someone better be dead. Not yet, I say quietly. But I need a favor, Frank. A big one. What kind of favor? I look at the ceiling, listening to the shower run. The kind where you follow someone and document where they go every Thursday night. There's a pause. Ah, shit. Victoria. How long has this been going on? 2 years, 3 months, and counting. Frank lets out a low whistle. You want the full package? Photos, video, financial records? Everything. And Frank, I want it done right. Court-quality documentation. This is going to cost you. I don't care what it costs. Give me 2 weeks. I'll have everything you need to hang her out to dry. I hang up and close the laptop. Upstairs, the shower is still running. Victoria always takes long showers after book club. Has to wash off the scent of literature, I suppose. I finish my bourbon and head to bed. Victoria's already under the covers when I get there, facing away from me. She's wearing her good silk pajamas, the ones she saves for special occasions. Good book club tonight? I ask as I slide under the covers. She murmurs, already pretending to be asleep. I lie there in the dark, listening to her breathing even out. 2 years and 3 months. 113 Thursdays. Hundreds of lies, thousands of dollars in hotel rooms, and God knows what else. But here's the thing about being an insurance investigator. You learn patience. You document everything. You build an airtight case. And then, when you have enough evidence to bury someone, you strike hard and fast. Victoria thinks she's smarter than me. She thinks her simple, trusting husband is too stupid to notice the patterns, too naive to question the inconsistencies. She's about to learn how wrong she is. Statistically speaking, even tornadoes are less consistent than her Thursday night routine. But tornadoes are natural disasters. What's coming for Victoria is going to be entirely man-made. Frank Morrison looks exactly like what Central Casting would order for a private investigator. 6'2", gray stubble, wearing a rumpled jacket that's seen better decades. His office is a study in organized chaos. File cabinets overflow with manila folders. 3 computer monitors glow on his desk, and the coffee maker looks like it was manufactured during the Eisenhower administration. You're not going to like this, he says without preamble, sliding a thick manila envelope across his desk. It's been 2 weeks since our midnight phone call. 2 more Thursdays of Victoria's book club. 2 more nights of watching her shower off someone else's cologne and slip into bed beside me like nothing happened. I open the envelope. The first photo hits me like a punch to the solar plexus. Victoria, walking into the Marriott downtown Portland, arm in arm with a man I don't recognize. He's younger than me, maybe late 30s, with the kind of gym-sculpted physique that screams, I have too much time and money. Designer jeans, expensive watch, perfect hair. Everything I'm not. His name is Ethan Travers, Frank says, settling into his chair. Goes by Trip, runs a tech startup downtown, some kind of app development company. Divorced 2 years ago, pays alimony to his ex-wife in Seattle, lives in a condo in the Pearl District that costs more per month than most people make in a year. I flip through more photos. Victoria and Trip entering the hotel lobby. Victoria and Trip in the elevator. Victoria and Trip at the hotel bar, her hand on his thigh. How long? I ask. Based on what I could dig up, at least 2 years, maybe longer. They're not exactly careful about it. That stings. Not careful. like I'm such a non-threat they don't even bother hiding it properly. Frank pulls out a second folder. Financial records. Your wife's been busy. The credit card statements tell a story I wish I didn't have to read. Hotel rooms, yes, but also expensive dinners, weekend trips to wine country, jewelry purchases from stores I've never heard of. All charged to our joint account. I've been paying for my wife's affair for 2 years. There's more, Frank says. The book club thing? It's not completely fake. There really is a book club. 5 women who meet at a coffee shop downtown every Thursday. Your wife joined 2 years ago, attended exactly 3 meetings, then stopped showing up. But she kept telling everyone she was still going. So she has an alibi. Had. Past tense. I talked to the book club leader yesterday. Told her I was doing a background check for a potential employer. Turns out they've been wondering why Victoria Kessler never comes to meetings anymore, but keeps posting about their discussions on social media. I look up from the photos. She posts about it? Frank turns one of his monitors toward me. Victoria's Facebook page is open, showing post after post about her amazing book club and their deep discussions about literature. Photos of books she's supposedly reading, quotes from authors she's supposedly discussing, even group photos. But when I look closely, Victoria isn't in any of the group shots. She's been stealing their content, Frank explains, taking their book selections, their discussion topics, their photos, and reposting them as her own experience. Pretty clever, actually. Clever. My wife is clever. She's also a lying, cheating, sociopathic fraud, but yes, clever. What about him? Trip? That's where it gets interesting. Frank opens another folder. Ethan Travers is married. Wife's name is Jennifer, been married 6 years, no kids. She travels a lot for work, pharmaceutical sales, which is probably why he thought he could get away with this. But here's the kicker. She's been traveling less lately. New territory, based closer to home. Does she know? Not yet, but she's going to. Frank slides a USB drive across the desk. Everything's on here. Photos, financial records, timeline analysis, witness statements from the book club ladies, enough to hang them both in divorce court. I pocket the drive and stand up. What do I owe you? Nothing. You saved my ass 3 years ago, remember? We're even. I'm halfway to the door when Frank calls my name. Adrian, what are you going to do with all this? I turn back. Frank's expression is serious, almost concerned. I'm going to give my wife exactly what she deserves, I say. Nothing more, nothing less. Just be smart about it, okay? Don't do anything that'll land you in jail. Frank, I'm an insurance investigator. I don't break laws. I just make sure people face the consequences of breaking them. That evening, Victoria comes home from work in a good mood. She's humming, actually humming, as she sorts through the mail. How was your day? She asks, not looking up. Productive. Closed the Henderson case. Turns out the fire really was accidental. Sometimes people are telling the truth. Imagine that, she says with a laugh. What are the odds? What are the odds, indeed? Looking forward to book club tomorrow? I ask casually. Always. We're starting a new book, Gone Girl. Should be fascinating. I'll bet it will be. That night, after Victoria falls asleep, I sit in my den with the USB drive Frank gave me. The photos are all here, time-stamped and dated. 2 years of Thursday night betrayals, documented in high-definition color. But it's not just the affair that bothers me. It's the systematic nature of the deception, the fake social media posts, the stolen book club content, the way she's been using our joint finances to pay for her extracurricular activities. Victoria didn't just cheat on me. She built an entire alternate reality, complete with props and supporting characters and a detailed backstory. She's been living a double life so elaborate it would make a CIA operative proud. Tomorrow is Thursday. Our anniversary is next week, 15 years of marriage. I think it's time my wife got a present she'll never forget. I open my laptop and start typing. By morning, I'll have a complete dossier ready. Every hotel receipt, every photograph, every lie, every stolen social media post. all of it organized, indexed, and cross-referenced. Victoria thinks she's been reading about complex women with secrets and affairs. Next Thursday, she's going to discover she's been living as one. The hunter is about to become the hunted. The Heathman restaurant has been Portland's premier dining establishment for over 30 years. Crystal chandeliers, white tablecloths, waiters in bow ties who can pronounce French menu items without sounding pretentious. It's where we had our first anniversary dinner 15 years ago, where we've celebrated every milestone since. It's also where Victoria's double life is about to come crashing down. I arrive early and request our usual table, corner booth, good lighting, enough privacy for intimate conversation. The maitre d' remembers us, asks about Victoria with genuine warmth. I wonder what he'll think of us after tonight. Victoria arrives at 7:30 sharp, stunning in a black cocktail dress I've never seen before. Probably bought it with our joint credit card for one of her book club meetings with Tripp. She kisses my cheek and slides into the booth across from me. "Happy anniversary, sweetheart," she says, raising her wine glass. 15 years. Can you believe it? Feels like a lifetime, I reply, which is truer than she knows. We order dinner. She gets the salmon, I get the ribeye, just like always. We make small talk about work, about the weather, about everything except the elephant in the room. Victoria is relaxed, happy even. She has no idea what's coming. "I have something for you," I say, as the waiter clears our main course plates. "Adrian, we agreed no gifts this year. This is special, something I've been working on for months." I reach into my briefcase and pull out a leather-bound portfolio, the kind lawyers use for important documents. Victoria's name is embossed on the cover in gold lettering. Her eyes light up. "What is it?" "A memory book. A chronicle of the past 2 years of your life, all your activities, your interests, your new hobbies." I slide it across the table. "Open it." Victoria unties the leather cord and opens the portfolio. The first page is a title page. Victoria's Book Club, a complete record. She looks confused. "I don't understand." "Keep reading." She turns the page and freezes. It's a calendar, marking every Thursday for the past 2 years in red ink. 113 red X's, each one labeled with a time and location. "Adrian, what is this?" "Documentation. Keep going." The next page is a photo, Victoria and Tripp walking into the Marriott, timestamp clearly visible. Her face goes white. "Where did you get this?" "Professional investigator. You remember Frank Morrison, don't you? He's very thorough." Victoria's hands are shaking as she turns more pages, more photos, hotel receipts, credit card statements, screenshots of her fake Facebook posts about book club meetings she never attended. "You had me followed." Her voice is barely a whisper. "I had you investigated. There's a difference. You see, when someone claims to be doing one thing but the evidence suggests they're doing something else, I investigate. It's what I do for a living." She tries to close the portfolio, but I reach across and hold it open. We're not done yet. Look at page 15. Page 15 is a detailed financial analysis. Every hotel room, every dinner, every weekend getaway, all charged to our joint account. The total is $23,947.62. "You've been funding your affair with our money," I say conversationally. "Our money, Victoria, the money I earned working 60-hour weeks while you were playing house with your tech entrepreneur boyfriend." "Adrian, I can explain." "No need. It's all documented, including the fact that Ethan Tripp Travers is married. His wife Jennifer travels for pharmaceutical sales, but she's been home more often lately. Interesting timing, don't you think?" Victoria looks around the restaurant desperately, as if searching for an escape route. Other diners are starting to notice our table. Her voice has been getting louder with each page. "You're making a scene," she hisses. "I'm having a conversation with my wife about her extracurricular activities. Turn to page 20. Page 20 is a complete timeline of her fake book club posts, cross-referenced with the actual book club's activities. Every stolen discussion topic, every borrowed photo, every fabricated literary insight. You didn't just cheat on me, I say quietly. You built an entire fictional life. You stole content from real people to create a cover story for your affair. You turned our marriage into performance art. Stop it! Tears are streaming down her face now. Please, just stop. One more page. Page 25. She doesn't want to look, but she can't help herself. Page 25 is a single document. Divorce papers, already filed with the court. I filed these this morning, I explain. No-fault divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. Very civilized. Of course, all this documentation will be relevant when we discuss asset division and spousal support. Victoria slams the portfolio shut and stands up, swaying slightly. You bastard. You calculated, manipulative bastard. Pot, meet kettle. She grabs her purse and storms toward the exit, but stops at the bar. Tripp is there, has been there all evening watching our table. I wave at him cheerfully. Did you know your boyfriend was married, Victoria? I call out, loud enough for nearby tables to hear. Did you know his wife Jennifer is a pharmaceutical sales rep who's been wondering why he's been so tired on Thursday nights? Tripp starts toward our table, but Victoria grabs his arm, pulling him toward the exit. They're both pale, both panicked. I signal the waiter for the check. Around me, other diners are whispering, pointing, taking pictures with their phones. By tomorrow morning, half of Portland's social media will be buzzing with the story of the anniversary dinner that went nuclear. The waiter brings the check, along with a business card. Sir, the gentleman at table 12 asked me to give you this. He said to tell you that was the most entertaining dinner theater he's seen in years. I look at the card. It's from a divorce attorney. I leave a generous tip and walk out of the restaurant. In the parking lot, I can see Victoria and Tripp arguing beside his BMW. She's crying, he's gesturing angrily, and neither of them notices me getting into my car. My phone buzzes with a text message. It's from Frank Morrison. Saw the news already. You work fast. Jennifer Travers wants to meet with you tomorrow. Apparently she has some information about her husband that might interest you. I drive home to our empty Victorian house and pour myself a bourbon. On the kitchen counter, Victoria has left her wedding ring and a note. I never meant for it to happen this way. I crumple up the note and throw it away. She never meant for it to happen this way. She meant for it to never be discovered at all. But here's the thing about patterns. Once you know how to read them, they tell you everything you need to know about a person's character. Victoria's pattern wasn't just about Thursday nights. It was about deception as a lifestyle, about taking what she wanted without regard for consequences, about treating our marriage like a convenient cover story for her real life. Tomorrow, the real consequences begin. Jennifer Travers is nothing like I expected. Where Victoria is polished and controlled, Jennifer is warm and genuine. Where Tripp is slick and artificial, his wife is straightforward and honest. We meet at a coffee shop downtown, ironically, the same one where Victoria's supposed book club actually meets. I want to thank you, Jennifer says without preamble. I've been going crazy for months, thinking I was paranoid, thinking I was imagining things. She's pretty in an understated way, with laugh lines around her eyes and the kind of natural confidence that comes from earning your own success. I can see why Tripp married her. I can't see why he cheated on her. How long did you suspect? I ask. 6 months, maybe longer. He started working late every Thursday, said he had networking events, client dinners. But when I called his office a few times, they said he'd left early. She stirs her coffee absently. Then there were the credit card charges. Hotels on Thursday nights, restaurants I'd never heard of, charges for things that didn't make sense. Did you confront him? I tried. He always had explanations, very detailed explanations. Too detailed, you know? Like he'd rehearsed them. I know exactly what she means. Jennifer reaches into her purse and pulls out a manila folder. I did some investigating of my own. I'm not as thorough as you, but I found some interesting things. The folder contains printouts of Tripp's social media activity, his credit card statements, and several photographs taken with a telephoto lens. Your wife isn't his first affair, Jennifer says quietly. There was another woman last year, and another one the year before that. Always the same pattern: Thursday nights, expensive hotels, elaborate cover stories. This is news to me. Victoria thinks she's special, thinks she's found her soulmate. Turns out she's just the latest in a series of Thursday night entertainment options. Why didn't you leave him before? Because I'm an idiot who believed in marriage vows. Her laugh is bitter. Because I thought people could change. Because I was afraid of starting over at 35. And now? Now I'm 37 and tired of being married to a serial cheater. She closes the folder. I filed for divorce yesterday. My attorney says with this evidence I'll get everything. The condo, the business, the cars, all of it. What about Victoria? Jennifer's expression hardens. What about her? She knew he was married. I saw the photos of them together at public events. She didn't care about destroying my marriage, so why should I care about her feelings? Fair point. There's something else, Jennifer continues. Tripp's business is in trouble. Has been for months. He's been using our joint accounts to fund his lifestyle, including his Thursday night adventures, the hotels, the dinners, the gifts. He's been spending money we don't have. How much trouble? Bankruptcy trouble. The kind where creditors start seizing assets and asking uncomfortable questions about missing funds. This keeps getting better. We part ways with a handshake and a promise to share information if either of us discovers anything new. Jennifer is going to be fine. She's smart, successful, and angry enough to fight for what she deserves. Victoria and Tripp, on the other hand, are about to discover that actions have consequences. That evening, I'm working in my den when the doorbell rings. Through the window, I can see Victoria's car in the driveway. She's brought reinforcements, Sarah Williams, her supposed best friend and fellow book club member. I open the door to find both women on my porch. Victoria looks like she hasn't slept in days. Sarah looks uncomfortable, like she'd rather be anywhere else. We need to talk, Victoria says. I think we covered everything at dinner last night. Adrian, please, just give me 5 minutes. Against my better judgment, I let them in. We sit in the living room, Victoria and Sarah on the couch, me in my chair. The same arrangement we've had for countless dinner parties and social gatherings over the years. I made a mistake, Victoria begins. A terrible mistake. But it's over now. I ended it with Tripp this morning. Congratulations. A little late, but better than never. I want to work things out. I want to save our marriage. Sarah nods encouragingly, playing her role as the supportive friend. Victoria, I say calmly, you've been having an affair for over 2 years. You've stolen money from our joint accounts to fund it. You've built an elaborate web of lies involving fake social media posts and stolen content from actual book club members. You've turned our marriage into a cover story for your double life. People make mistakes. This wasn't a mistake. This was a lifestyle choice. You chose to lie to me every single Thursday for 113 weeks. You chose to steal content from real people to maintain your cover story. You chose to spend our money on hotel rooms and expensive dinners with another man. Sarah clears her throat. Adrian, everyone deserves a second chance. I turn to look at her. Sarah, when did you move to Phoenix? She blinks, confused. What? Phoenix. You moved there 8 months ago, correct? New job, new apartment, new life? Yes, but I don't see what that has to do with... Victoria's been telling me you're at book club every Thursday. For the past 8 months, she's been using you as an alibi for her affair. You've been participating in literary discussions via astral projection, apparently. Sarah turns to stare at Victoria. You told him I was at book club? I haven't been to book club since I moved? Sarah, I can explain. You used me as a cover story for your affair? Sarah's voice is rising. You've been telling your husband I was with you when you were screwing around with some other man? Victoria starts to cry. I never meant for it to get so complicated. Complicated? Sarah stands up, grabbing her purse. Victoria, you're insane, completely insane. Don't ever contact me again. She storms out, slamming the door behind her. Victoria and I sit in silence for a long moment. Well, I say finally, there goes your character witness. Victoria wipes her eyes with a tissue. What do you want, Adrian? What will it take to fix this? You can't fix this. You can't unlie 113 lies. You can't unsteal $23,000. You can't uncheat with a married man for 2 years. So that's it? 15 years of marriage and you're just throwing it away? I lean forward in my chair. Victoria, I'm not throwing anything away. You threw it away the first time you walked into a hotel room with Trip Travers. I'm just cleaning up the mess. She leaves without another word. Through the window, I watch her sit in her car for several minutes before driving away. She's finally beginning to understand that actions have consequences, that lies eventually catch up with you, that you can't manipulate your way out of every situation. Tomorrow is Friday. For the first time in over 2 years, Victoria won't have anywhere special to go on Thursday night. Her boyfriend is about to lose everything in his own divorce. Her alibi has abandoned her. Her husband has documented every lie she's told. The pattern is finally broken. Word travels fast in our social circle. By Monday morning, my phone is buzzing with calls and texts from friends, neighbors, and acquaintances who've heard about our anniversary dinner disaster. Some are supportive, some are curious, and some are clearly fishing for gossip. Mrs. Fenwick, our elderly neighbor, brings me a casserole and stays for coffee. I always knew something was off about those Thursday nights, she says, settling into Victoria's usual kitchen chair. Car gone every week like clockwork, back at the same time, always showered when she got home. Didn't take a genius to figure out she wasn't discussing literature. You never said anything. Wasn't my place. But I felt bad for you, Adrian. Watching you work so hard while she was gallivanting around town. The phone rings. It's my lawyer, confirming that Victoria has received the divorce papers and requesting a meeting to discuss settlement terms. She's hired Richard Morrison, he tells me. Big-name divorce attorney, very expensive. She's planning to fight this. Let her fight. We have documentation. About that, I need you to be careful. Don't do anything that could be construed as harassment or intimidation. Don't contact her workplace. Don't post anything on social media. Don't make any public statements. Let the evidence speak for itself. Sound advice, but unnecessary. I'm not planning to harass Victoria. I'm planning something much more effective. That afternoon, I drive to downtown Portland and park across the street from Tripp's office building. His tech startup, Innovative Solutions, occupies the 3rd floor of a converted warehouse in the Pearl District. Through the windows, I can see people moving around, apparently conducting business as usual. I don't get out of the car. I just sit and watch. At 3:15, Tripp emerges from the building and walks to his BMW. He looks terrible. Unshaven, wrinkled clothes, the kind of desperate expression people get when their carefully constructed world starts collapsing. He drives straight to a law office 6 blocks away. Divorce attorney, most likely, or maybe bankruptcy lawyer, possibly both. My phone buzzes with a text from Jennifer Travers. Thought you'd want to know. Tripp's business partners filed papers to remove him from the company today. Apparently they discovered some irregularities in the books. Irregularities. That's a polite way of saying embezzlement. I drive home and spend the evening organizing my files. Everything is meticulously documented, cross-referenced and indexed. Victoria's affair, Tripp's financial problems, the fake book club story, the stolen social media content. It's all here, ready for court. But court proceedings take months. I'm not a patient man when it comes to justice. The next morning, I receive an unexpected visitor. Victoria's boss, Patricia Chen, calls and asks if she can stop by during her lunch break. Patricia and I have met several times at company parties. She's a no-nonsense CPA who runs her firm with military precision. I need to ask you about Victoria's recent behavior, Patricia says without preamble. She's been distracted, making mistakes, missing deadlines. Yesterday, she broke down crying during a client meeting. We're getting divorced. I figured as much. But there's something else. We've been auditing her client accounts and we found some irregularities. That word again. Irregularities. What kind of irregularities? Missing documentation, altered receipts, expense reports that don't match client billing. Nothing major, but enough to raise questions. Patricia looks uncomfortable. Adrian, I have to ask, is Victoria having financial problems? I tell her about the $23,000 in hotel and restaurant charges, the pattern of Thursday night expenses, the systematic deception. Patricia listens without comment, taking notes in a small notebook. This explains a lot, she says finally. Victoria's been working late every Wednesday, staying until 8 or 9 o'clock. I thought she was being diligent, but now I'm wondering if she was covering her tracks. Covering her tracks? Making sure her Thursday absences didn't affect her work quality, front-loading her week so she could focus on other activities. After Patricia leaves, I sit in my den and think about patterns again. Victoria wasn't just cheating on me, she was systematically reorganizing her entire life around her affair. Work schedule, social media presence, financial management, even her friendships. Everything subordinated to her Thursday night activities. The phone rings. It's Frank Morrison. You need to see the news, he says. Channel 12 right now. I turn on the television and flip to the local news. The anchor is discussing a story about a local tech entrepreneur being investigated for business fraud. Tripp's photo appears on screen, along with footage of FBI agents carrying boxes out of his office building. Ethan Travers, owner of Innovative Solutions, is being investigated for allegedly embezzling funds from client accounts, the anchor reports. The investigation began after business partners discovered irregularities in company financial records. The story runs for 90 seconds and includes interviews with former employees and angry clients. Tripp's carefully crafted image as a successful entrepreneur is being dismantled in real time, broadcast to the entire Portland metro area. My phone starts ringing immediately. Friends and neighbors who've heard about our divorce are calling to ask if I knew about Tripp's legal troubles. I give everyone the same answer. I'm not surprised. By evening, the story has spread to social media. Victoria's Facebook page, which once featured stolen book club content and fake literary discussions, is now flooded with comments from people who've connected the dots between her affair and Tripp's criminal investigation. She deletes her Facebook account entirely, but the internet is forever, and screenshots live on. By tomorrow morning, everyone in our social circle will know that Victoria Kessler left her husband for a man who's now under federal investigation for embezzlement. I pour myself a bourbon and sit on my back porch, watching the sun set over our neighborhood. 15 years ago, Victoria and I bought this house together, planning to fill it with children and laughter and holiday gatherings. Instead, we filled it with lies and secrets and Thursday night deceptions. Tomorrow, the divorce proceedings begin in earnest. Victoria will try to salvage what she can from our marriage, and Tripp will try to salvage what he can from his business and his freedom. But some things can't be salvaged. Some patterns, once broken, can never be repaired. The reckoning is complete. Justice, as it turns out, doesn't always require a courtroom. 3 weeks later, I'm sitting in my lawyer's office reviewing the final divorce settlement when my phone buzzes with a text from Victoria. Please meet me at Heathman tonight at 7. I have something important to tell you. The Heathman. Where it all began to unravel, she has a sense of irony, I'll give her that. Don't go, my lawyer advises. Settlement's almost final. Don't give her a chance to complicate things. But I'm curious. Victoria has been surprisingly quiet since the FBI raided Tripp's office. No phone calls, no surprise visits, no attempts at reconciliation. Just silence. I arrive at the restaurant early and request the same corner booth where I presented her with the evidence of her affair. The maitre d' recognizes me and offers his condolences about the divorce. Word really does travel fast in Portland's social circles. Victoria arrives exactly on time, looking nothing like the confident woman who used to lie to me about book clubs. She's lost weight, her clothes are wrinkled, and she has the hollow-eyed look of someone who hasn't been sleeping well. "Thank you for coming," she says, sliding into the booth across from me. "What's so important that it couldn't wait for the lawyers to handle?" She reaches into her purse and pulls out a manila envelope. "I wanted to give you this personally." Inside the envelope is a cashier's check for $23,847.62, the exact amount she spent on her affair. Tripp's business assets were seized by the FBI, she explains, but he had some personal savings, money that wasn't connected to the embezzlement. He liquidated everything and gave me this to give to you. Why? Because he feels guilty about destroying our marriage. I study the check. It's legitimate, drawn on a bank I recognize, properly signed and dated. What about you, Victoria? Do you feel guilty about destroying our marriage? She looks out the window, avoiding my eyes. I feel guilty about a lot of things. About lying to you. About using our friends as alibis. About stealing from those book club women. About falling in love with someone who turned out to be a criminal. You were in love with him? I thought I was. But it wasn't love. It was just excitement. The thrill of having a secret, of living a double life. I got addicted to the deception. For the first time since this whole mess started, Victoria sounds genuinely honest. What happens now? I ask. Tripp's going to prison. Probably 5 to 7 years for embezzlement. His ex-wife got everything in the divorce. The condo, the cars, what's left of the business. And you? I lost my job. Patricia had to let me go after the audit found all those irregularities. Turns out I wasn't as careful as I thought about covering my tracks. She reaches across the table and touches my hand briefly. Adrian, I know I destroyed everything. I know you'll never forgive me. But I want you to know that you were a good husband. You deserved better than what I gave you. I pocket the check. Yes, I did. Victoria stands up to leave, then pauses. For what it's worth, I really am sorry. About all of it. I know you are, but sorry doesn't fix anything. She nods and walks away. I watch her leave the restaurant, knowing it's probably the last time I'll ever see her. 2 days later, the divorce is finalized. I keep the house, the retirement accounts, and most of our joint assets. Victoria gets her personal belongings and enough money to start over somewhere else. The settlement is fair, even generous. But then again, I can afford to be generous when I'm holding all the cards. That evening, I'm cleaning out Victoria's old desk when I find a notebook she left behind. It's filled with her handwriting, lists of lies she told me, reminders about book club posts to steal, even practice conversations for when I asked about her Thursday nights. She really did treat our marriage like a performance, complete with scripts and stage directions. I throw the notebook in the fireplace and watch it burn. Frank Morrison stops by later with a bottle of bourbon and an update on Tripp's legal situation. Federal prosecutors are recommending 7 years, he reports. His lawyer's trying to negotiate a plea deal, but it's not looking good. Turns out he wasn't just embezzling from his business. He was running a whole investment scam on the side. What about Jennifer? She's doing great. Got a promotion at work, bought a new house, started dating someone new. She sent you this, by the way. He hands me a card. Inside, Jennifer has written, "Thank you for having the courage to expose the truth. Some people spend their whole lives married to liars. You're free now. Make the most of it. Good advice." The next Thursday evening, the first Thursday in over 2 years that Victoria won't be at her book club, I drive to the actual book club meeting at the coffee shop downtown. The 5 women who meet there every week are surprised to see me, but they welcome me warmly. "We heard about your divorce," says Margaret, the group leader. "We're so sorry about what Victoria did using our group as a cover story." "We had no idea," adds another member. "We kept wondering why she never showed up after those first few meetings." I tell them the whole story, the fake posts, the stolen content, the elaborate deception. They listen with a mixture of fascination and disgust. "Well," Margaret says finally, "you're welcome to join our group if you want. We're starting The Count of Monte Cristo next week." "What's it about?" "Revenge," she says with a smile. "Very satisfying revenge." Perfect. I drive home to my empty house, empty but peaceful. No more lies, no more Thursday night deceptions, no more stolen credit card charges. Just quiet and honesty and the satisfaction of knowing that justice was served. Victoria was right about one thing. I deserved better than what she gave me. Now I have it. Thursday is no longer canceled. It's just another day of the week.